Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Go ahead, Kira. Kick us off.
Welcome, everybody. Where is everybody calling in from today? I know I'm out in El Paso. Grant, are you still in Argentina?
I am still in Argentina, yes.
And
Where's the-
Kristen?
I'm in Seattle.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get us started. Today we have Kristen. So welcome everyone to today's workshop from Novice to Ninja. Let's get ready to discover how to generate over 220 pieces of engaging, authentic content in minutes with the power of AI. If this is your first Kartra community event, welcome. If you're returning back, we're thrilled to have you here. We put these events on every month to provide you with expert knowledge and tips from Kartra's top experts that not only help you learn the power of Kartra, but teach you key skills to master and grow your business. All previews from Novice to Ninja events can be found in the guide section of the Kartra official community, so check them out if you haven't already. We will have a Q&A at the end, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Also, a replay will be available as soon as we wrap up today, so check your email for that. Before we get started, I want to introduce our amazing co-host today, Kartra Certified Partner and Marketing Strategist, Kristen Poborsky. Kristen's not only another internet guru, Kristen's not just another internet guru. Since 2009, she's dedicated her career to helping clients and students not only create content, but truly excel at it, recognizing early on the universal need for improved traffic, subscribers, and client engagement. Kristen has developed a proven system that has consistently doubled and sometimes even tripled the traffic and sales of her clients and students. So today on this call with her team, they manage thousands of content pieces annually, giving her a deep understanding of what truly drives digital success. And that's what we'll be learning today. This extensive experience has been distilled into innovative systems she's designed to eliminate the common headaches associated with content creation. We've all been there before. But with her methods, she's helped clients and students not only boost her digital traffic, but also grow their email list and increase sales effectively. The 12-time content creation method and the Smart Simple content marketing plus automation program are the accumulation of years of refining content creation and automation techniques. These systems are designed to leverage the latest in AI technology, streamlining the process to help her students and clients build thriving six-figure online businesses effortlessly. We are excited to have Kristen with us today. So without further ado, I will let Kristen take it away.
Thank you. I'm so honored and excited to be here. So let me just, I'm going to start by sharing my screen. So you're going to watch me. Okay, so let's see. There we go. Actually, I want to do the entire screen because I'm going to show you all kinds of stuff today. So let's do that. I'm going to go over to my presentation and let me know. I'm going to just go right back to the beginning here. Let me know. I can't see. Can you guys see my screen? Just Let me know. Just say yes. Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's dive in. I am so excited to be here with everybody today to talk about the power of AI and content creation. All right. So let's dive into this presentation. I'm going to go into present full screen so that you guys have a better view of everything I'm going to share for you today. I'm going to stop halfway through the presentation and I'm going to actually do a demo. I've got fresh content. So I'm going to show you everything that I do in real time of how I create all that content using AI. So let's dive into it. So if you are here and you want to build your expert ecosystem, go from being the best kept secret to being the best known expert in your niche, build a huge audience of raving fans, and get consistent leads every single day from social media and other platforms, and build a big list of email subscribers and get more and more customers, then you are in the right place. So here's what we're covering today in today's presentation. I'm going to do a quick introduction of myself. We're going to talk about why it's so challenging to create content, how it builds your business. We're going to walk you through the ascension model exercise. So even if you've been around in marketing for a long time, or you're brand new, building your business, you're new to Kartra, whatever, this is going to help you. The 4 types of content that you want to create, the 12X content creation method. Then I'm going to show you how to create 220 pieces of content using AI. And then we'll talk about how to put your content to work for you. And then finally, I'm going to wrap it up. I've got some free resources that I'm going to share with you today to help you create content using AI. So I'm going to just do a quickie about me. I've been in marketing and strategy and implementation since 2009. And I left corporate then, and I had been, like a lot of you, dreaming of running my own business, being my own boss. And I really realized back then that people needed technical and marketing help. So that's how I started out in this business. I've been around working on the tech side with other providers. I've been using Kartra since 2018, and I've rescued all of my clients from other platforms that didn't perform as well, and they were getting charged way too much for what it actually provides for them. And Kartra, I'm in love with Kartra. My clients and my students who work with me, once they get in there and actually start using it, they are there for years. So I love that. I'm a Kartra technical expert and a business consultant. And I'm here to say, if you are struggling with Kartra and getting going with it, go and find a technical expert or a business consultant and hire someone to help you. There's a lot of us out there that have a lot of experience, and we can really help you get the most out of your Kartra. So I'd love to know in the chat, how many of you are new to Kartra and how many of you have been here for a while? And I also want to know, what are you struggling with in Kartra? I know that will help myself and other people here to know kind of what do we need to do to provide you, to educate you, to help you really take advantage of Kartra. So now I'm going to just kind of share the little story behind content creation, the 12X content creation method and system. So I've been creating content since around 2012. I really discovered way back then that content really is the best way for you to get seen and heard out on other platforms and to drive evergreen content. So way back then, it was all written content. But then about 2014, we started creating video content. And that took everything to a whole nother level. And really in 2000, I've been using AI since 2000, about 2 years, okay, when it first came out. And at first I looked at it and I went, am I really going to use this? And then I was reminded of when I first started teaching people how to use computers and things like that. And people would walk out of my classes and say, I'm never going to use a computer. And I'm like, I can't be one of those people left behind. I really need to check this out and see what it's all about. And I'm always looking for ways to make content creation simpler, easier, and faster. So now with AI, I use it in a way that's different than most people. I'm going to show you exactly how I use it today than most people. So most people will use AI to generate all their content. What I'm going to show you today is actually how to come up with a content plan, a script, and then use the video that you created to create all those other pieces of content so that you can infuse it with your voice and have it align with whatever it is that you are offering in your business. So I've got some free resources for you today, and I wanted to make sure that you saw this at the beginning because not everybody can stay to the end. So in the resources, I've got the Profitable AI Content Creators Guide. It walks through the same processes that I'm going through today. I am also giving away my content calendar training where I teach you how to use AI to create a content calendar that aligns with what you do in your business. And then finally, if you have hot topics out there, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, I'm giving you the AI hot topic multiplier prompt. So if you have a hot piece of content, I show you exactly how to go into AI and ask it to come up with more topics that you can fill your content plan with from that piece of hot content. So take a picture of that. There's also, it's inside of your the workbook that I'm giving away today, and I'm also giving away again, but I wanted to make sure that everybody had it up front. So let's dive into why is it so challenging to create content. A lot of people don't even want to do it. It can feel like it's a relentless challenge. I know, it's like, seems like a big job, overwhelming. You just are feeling like you're an endless cycle of brainstorming, writing, editing, only to see minimal engagement. But let's talk about that. Right now, today, when you start using AI, it's no longer a time-consuming process that you have to spend countless hours of brainstorming, writing, and editing. I know this personally because the easy part was actually generating hot topics, but then writing the script and editing it would take me 30 minutes or more just to write one single script. And now with AI, it's less than 5 minutes. And again, the next thing is really, low engagement. That's the frustrating part too, is that you put your heart and soul into all this content and you don't see much interaction and feedback. And then finally, because of those things, it's time consuming and low engagement, you feel frustrated, and it can result in burnout because you spend all this time doing it, right? And again, I love AI because it really put an end to all of those frustrations. It's speedy, it can generate high quality content if you follow the way that I teach it, drastically reducing the time that you spend on each piece. And I'm going to show you today how easy it is. Consistency, because your content maintains a uniform voice, the way I'm teaching you how to do it, you create a cohesive brand identity across all platforms. And the way I teach it, it allows you to personalize it, to tailor it to your audiences, making it more relevant and engaging. And you can infuse your own voice, your stories, your message in your content. And again, finally, I can't stress this enough, it's efficient. You can automate the repetitive tasks. I'm going to blow your mind, I hope, today when I go through the demo and I put my prompts in there. You see how easy it is to create all this content from one transcript. And by incorporating AI into your content strategy, I'm confident that you can overcome the frustration of creating content and focus on what truly matters, and that's connecting with your audience and growing your business. And of course, if you're a coach, coaching and helping your clients and your students. So I want to ask you guys a couple questions because I really want to make this a interactive presentation, okay? So I really want to know a couple things. Are you the best kept secret? Your content isn't helping you to build your audience. So are you a 1 or are you a 10, the best known expert? Or are you somewhere in the middle? Or if you're not even creating content, pop that into the chat as well. We really want to know this information, all right? So I'm going to let you kind of do that. And then we're going to talk about why content. Because you're probably wondering, we're here, we're all Kartra users. So why does content matter? If you're using Kartra, you're building marketing funnels. And I'm here to say You don't need another marketing funnel. You need to put content into your marketing funnel. So let's talk about that, okay? So you've got this right inside of your workbook. And one of the things I always teach and everything I do, and you'll probably see it again when you go in and you watch my content planning training in there, but your content really is the lead, it's the how people find you. It is the gate that leads or opens the door to them to come to you. So you need content to push people to your lead magnet. You need content to push them to the next level in your ascension model, to your low ticket offer or whatever it is. You need content to push them to your signature program, your coaching program, your one-on-one coaching, or your done for you services, okay? Content, you need content, whether or not it's the very bottom or in your marketing funnels to make them more effective. And I know this sounds so time consuming, and it can be, but we're going to talk about how you can create content today that you can use at the bottom and in your marketing funnels. That's what I like to do when I'm doing my content. I want to think about content and build a plan and then think about where I can use it. All right. So I've included a ascension model, a blank one down there so that you can walk away, or if you're watching the replay, turn it off, take a few minutes and walk through that ascension model and just fill it in and think about that. Okay. Because content is what you're going to be using all the way through to keep your leads engaged and to bring them and nurture them and get them closer to wanting to pay for your services. Okay, so again, I can't emphasize this enough that content is the entryway for your audience to notice you and inspire them to take action. And when done right, it helps them to move them into becoming paying customers. So how content really helps to build your business is that it helps you to go from the best kept secret being known when you get your messaging right, builds a huge audience of raving fans when you put it in the right platforms. So I want you to think today, YouTube, podcasts, okay? I'm going to show you all that behind the scenes. It gives you a stream of consistent leads every day from social media when you know how to create desire with your messaging, and it makes your marketing funnels convert better when you know what to create and how to use it in them. So let's dive into the 4 kinds of content that you want to create. And I'll talk about this as we go through this and how you can use these in your marketing funnel. So there's 4 types. There is how-to content. So I don't want you to think, a lot of people might think, oh, a tutorial. Well, I don't usually do tutorials. So tutorials content is really like stuff that you put inside your memberships in Kartra, okay? But what I'm saying is it's more what to do. You'll see me out on YouTube and I'll say how to, but how to is really what to do, okay? So that's where you're meeting people right where they are. They've got a problem and you're showing them what to do to solve their problem, okay? So think about that. You're meeting your audience right where they are and you're showing them how to solve the problem. The next kind is belief shifting content. So say you have a different opinion than everybody else does. So some people will say how-to content is not how you build a business. Some people will say, and instead you need to do what to do content. So it's getting people to shift their belief from an industry norm that you disagree and you introduce a new way of looking at things. This is really effective as well, all right? Then the next one really is storytelling content. And I think about this as customer success stories. You could even include it inside of all these other pieces of content. It's an excellent way of pulling people in and showing that you get results with whatever it is that you offer to your people, to your audience. The other kind that's so important to have, not just out on social media, but in your marketing funnels, is a success story. I love those. Those are super effective. I use them in my launches. I will use them inside of, I actually take that content and I use AI to transcribe it. And then I use that content to help me build my landing pages whenever I need a customer testimonial. So you can see it is really, really helpful to have that, to do interviews, and then to use that content to help you create more content that you can use across your marketing funnels. And then finally, problem and mistake content. We do that all the time. Or how to fix things. You're going to see that in the piece of content I'm going to walk you through today that I'm doing for a client. But that's really important. If you want to engage your audience and meet them right where they are, you really want to focus on problems and mistakes and talk about that and how to fix them, like what to do to fix them. That's super, super important to do that. So now that you've got those 4 types down, let's dive into what exactly is the 12X content creation method, okay? So this is long form content creation and repurposing. So when I talk about long form content, I'm talking about video content, okay? So let's dive into what that is. It all starts with having a content plan. And this is how you can create a month's worth of content in 30 minutes or less. So say you've got a content plan, one that's aligned with your business, your offers, your services, course, whatever you want to sell. You are going to use AI to create one video. You use a simple script and one video, and then you answer 3 questions at the end. All right, that's what you do. So then you've got one video with 4 parts, and voila, you create 4 videos. You cut that one video up into 4 pieces, the whole video, question 1, question 2, and question 3. Then you have 4 videos that you can use over a whole month, because there's some people that want to watch the whole thing, and then there's some people that want to just get the answers to their questions. And those are usually like short pieces of content, 3 minutes or less, but the longer one can be anywhere from, I say most of mine are like 15, 20 minutes max on a full piece of content. And that is the 12X content method. All right. And now we use AI, and that's right in your resources. That resource page, you're going to have the AI content plan, and then you take that, you create your video, you ask it for questions, commonly asked questions in AI, and you use that to create those 4 videos. So it's that easy. And what I find is, because I'm using AI, I can generate, like in an hour, I can get all the way up to, I can go through my content plan, create a script with the 3 questions, and I can go and do like 7 or 8, like, I don't know, I got it down to, I kind of just copy and paste, and it probably takes me 30 minutes max to do 7 to 10 scripts and get them all ready to go and start creating videos around it. And then actually creating the videos, it really depends on how long you sit there and talk. So I put that video right up, or I put my outline right up there. I film myself, and that probably takes 20 minutes just for one video, depending on how long I talk. All right. My client that you'll see today in the background, I think his usually run 10 minutes, because he doesn't he just creates a video every single week. He doesn't answer the questions, but it takes him 10 minutes. And for him to do it. It takes no time at all, and it reaps him all kinds of benefits. So here's what it looks like. Here's the long form video, 14 minutes. Question number 1 is 3 minutes, and question number 2. And I post all of those on YouTube. I turn them into podcasts, and I turn them all into blog posts. And you're going to see how I do that inside of AI when I get into the demo. So let's dive into how you can create 220 pieces of authentic evergreen content in just 10 minutes and make it sound like you while skyrocketing your engagement, okay? When we get through this, I'm gonna go right into the demo. And again, I'm going to show you exactly how you do this. So remember how I talked about it? You've got your content plan, you create your video, and you export your transcript right into Chat GPT. That is the key. That right there, step number 2 to 3, that's how you make AI sound like you while skyrocketing your engagement, okay? That is the key. I have tested using AI to write the entire script. You don't want to be that person. You want to be so confident when you go out there and create your content that you just have an outline in front of you and you talk about it, because you're going to come across way more authentic, more confident, and you're going to pull people in when you know your stuff and you don't have to read a script, okay? That's why I always say use an outline. Don't write the whole entire script. And then when you're done, you put that into YouTube and you export your transcript, and then we go into the 220 pieces of authentic evergreen content, okay? So let's hop out of, let's see, I'm gonna get out of this, I think, there we go. And we are gonna go in, and I am going to show you exactly how this works. So I'm gonna go right into my YouTube channel. I just wanted to show you behind the scenes of Todd Krieger's YouTube channel. I want you to notice a couple things here. So these are when we post videos and his engagement. So again, I may not publish it to a couple days later, but see the spikes, right? You'll see the spikes. Some days that week, I actually posted it and started pushing traffic to it right away. These little bumps in here, these are short form pieces of content. We use a tool called Opus Clip, and it's amazing. And that's what we use to create all kind of YouTube shorts. So they're really amazing.
Hey, Kristen, do you think you could make the screen just slightly bigger?
How do I make, is that better?
Yeah,
yes.
Better?
Okay, cool, great. So can
Perfect,
everybody see that better? Like, see the spikes in his engagement? And then I want to show you something down here below. His top content is not content that was created yesterday. So this is the difference between using content and just using social media. This content, he has thousands and thousands of views. And this is just in the last 28 days. And this was created in 2020. So you can see why creating all kinds of content that is evergreen is really going to help your engagement and business. Now he's got a podcast, and same thing over there, same kinds of results on all of that. So let's dive into what I do next. So here's Todd. I want you guys to see he's a real dude, just like everybody else here. He's filming this in his daughter's bedroom. He doesn't have an office anymore since COVID, but he's a marriage and family therapist located in California. He is making all kinds of money using Kartra. He has all of his marketing funnels set up on there, and everything's expedited. So he's a one-man show plus me. He doesn't have a big staff. So I want you to know it does not take a bunch of people to create content, to get your marketing funnels built in Canva and Kartra, and to make good money at what you're doing. So let's dive into it. You see, I have this transcript right here. So this is using a little plugin, And I've got that plugin listed inside the resource area that I give you. We take this and watch the magic now. So this is what I mean about taking the content and we're going to multiply it. Okay. This is normally what I do tomorrow for him every single week, but I plug it, I do this. Now ChatGPT is going to just, and it did that, right? It created a little outline. Okay, so we've got his prompts all lined up, and you can see I've got all of his AI prompts. I am going to go in here and create, I'm going to do the basic stuff right now. This is just the basic repurposing. So here's a YouTube, just got, and I need to get the name of it. So let's creating novelty in relationships. Okay, so you're creating novelty in, that's his title, and we're going to do that, and we're going to pop that in there and watch it percolate. And he comes up, we come up with an SEO based on that topic that I gave him, ready to go into YouTube. So once we do that, I'm going to ask it to create tags for it.
Hey, Kristen, do you mind actually zooming in a little bit on the screen as well?
Yeah, I can. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah,
do zoom in more?
One more, yeah.
I can do that.
Yay, and then that green button on the top left of the browser might expand the screen, the browser more.
How's that?
Yeah.
Is that better? Can everybody
Amazing.
see that? Look at that. So look at how great, using the right prompts, it's all ready to go. So now we're going to do tags, right? So I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to add the keyword, which is, again, I just use his title for the keyword in there just for this. And I generally do that anyways. So I'm going to just have it generate 30 tags. I don't always use all of the tags when I go in there. It just depends. But then I can copy and paste these right in there. Then the final thing I do for YouTube is I do a little timestamp that I can put in there, right? So this is how I do that. And it will do my timestamps for me. And bam, YouTube is, I just copy and paste everything into YouTube and it has that. So the other thing he does is he's got a podcast description, okay? So we're gonna have it write the podcast description. And it pulls, I want you to know, all these things, it pulls right from that transcript for all this content. So this is content that it's just not making up out of thin air. It aligns with what he's saying. It's understanding how he's talking. So it's making the content unique to what he's talking about. So then once we do that, we go and we write a 700-word blog post, okay? So I need to actually put the SEO keyword in there one more time so it knows. And I want to also caveat in here. This is great. I put all of this in there and I do a once-over edit because there may be some things in here that I may not like or I want to change around. Whenever I copy and paste everything in there, I do a once-over, right? But again, because this is based off of his transcript from his video, the content that it comes up with is pretty amazing, right? So there's that. And then I do a meta description. Then you guys are going to love this last one because this is where Kartra comes in after I get the meta description done. This is where what we do now is we go in here, and once I get this all done, I ask it to write an email that we put in Kartra and we push traffic to it. This is how we get eyeballs. This is how he stays in touch with his people. This is the first way we use the content out on Kartra. Now, if we were doing a something with this, like we had an opt-in, we might use this in an opt-in follow-up sequence or things like that. But again, see how easy that was in just a minute. And I can also say, please come up with, I'm going to do this, 5 subject lines that will hook the reader. And I'll just do that, okay? And then it'll come up with 5 subject lines. So sometimes I'll do that as well, okay? So that's the basic repurposing of the content, okay? So those are the places that we put it on: YouTube, a blog post, and a podcast, okay? So what do we do with all of that to get it on social media? Well, we go down here, and you're gonna love this. So we create blog posts for Instagram. So let me just pop this right in here, this prompt, and we are going to put it right into ChatGPT. And this is gonna, I think, well, you're gonna love this, because watch this. So do you see that? So what I'm doing over here, why I have it in a table, is this is the hook. This is what's going to go on the image out on social media. And here's the post copy, all generated. So this can also be copied and pasted right over into a template that you might have inside of Canva. And I teach it inside my programs how to do this. And within minutes, not even a minute, you copy and paste it in there, and it will generate all the graphics for it. And then all you have to do is just go and post it out on social media. So that's how you create that. And now we're going to use it, and we're going to say, great, now do Facebook blog posts. We're going to redo it for Facebook. And there's a CTA link right there. And then finally, he is on Pinterest. So we have it formatted for Pinterest. And if you wanted to do it for LinkedIn and Twitter, you could just use the same, you could use all of these similar prompts and just do it for Twitter and LinkedIn, and it will do the same thing. But what's so cool is really having this table. And then I keep everything on a spreadsheet, so I have it all somewhere that I can use again and again. All right. So now we take it and we turn it into tips and finally into quotes. Okay. So let's do that. And there's a tip. And I'm asking you to do 10. You could do more. What I find with ChatGPT is that if you don't try to do 30 all at once, because it may repeat itself or it may be overwhelming for ChatGPT. All right. And then finally, let's go into the quotes. And let's do that. Amazing. I hope you're amazed. And again, we would take this copy here, copy and paste it right into Canva and have it auto-populate a quote image. And it can do that like within, I don't know, less than a minute. So I hope that blew your mind, and you guys loved watching that. So let's go back and finish up, because I really want to, now that you've seen that, I want to talk to you guys about how to put your content to work in a way that it can help you. So let's go back to this full screen and talk about the different ways your content can work. Again, you watched me do the basic repurposing here. I created YouTube descriptions. I used AI to do the engaged summary, included key points, and I optimized it with the keywords. Then we did the same thing with blog posts. We transcribed it. You could do it. You can also learn how to do it using that plugin I use, we always go in and edit everything that we do, right? And then finally, we do the basic repurposing into a podcast episode. So to me, that's the basic repurposing of content. Then we create social media content. This is really where you do that. You take that transcript and you write blog posts from it. There was like 10 in there. And then we customize it for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and more. We export it into Canva and create the images that go along with it in just minutes. Then we take it and create tips from it, quotes, and finally, short form content. I'm not going to show that today, but if there's time at the end and you guys want to watch me show you how amazing Opus Clip is, I can do that. But from that, you can customize it and you can auto post right out of Opus Clip out on social media to a lot of these different places from Opus Clip. So that short form, the long form creates the short form. All of this from 20 minutes, a 20-minute video or less. So that is pretty amazing. Now, let's talk about how you would use it in your marketing funnels. You want to create content to use your opt-in funnel. So what I like to do is I scan an opt-in freebie. I ask it to write my pages, my headlines, subheadlines, and more for your landing page. I ask it to generate an email plan. And then I ask it to create copy out on social media. When I'm in number 3 right there, I will also ask it to come up with a content plan, because I really want to actually include content that I can send to them in that email nurture and follow up to help push them along and educate them. So I will suggest content, ask it to suggest the content I can create for my emails. All right. So I want you to use the other thing that I found, and this is the key to why my content process is different than a lot of people, is that I incorporate copywriting techniques so that your content converts better and you sound like you are a copywriter. Okay. AI makes all of that possible now. And there's some frameworks and things like that that you can use, whether or not it's in your opt-in freebie to create your headlines, your subheadlines, or in your emails as well. So let's put it all together here. So how likely, and I'm going to hop off of here, are you to start creating content and repurposing using AI and the 12X method? 1 is I'm happy where I am, or 10, I want to become the best known expert, or you could say anywhere in between, or you're on the fence. It doesn't matter. I want to know, okay? And here's what will happen if, and I've seen this time and time again in myself, my clients, my students, if you don't start creating content now, you're going to be stuck right down there in below in number 3 at the bottom. You're going to stay right where you are, being the best kept secret. Or if you wait, you might start doing it down the road. But if you start now, you're well on your way. And what I've heard from students and people I've worked with, and I've experienced it myself, I used to be really nervous getting in front of people, but actually sitting down and creating a video every single week made me much more confident. It made me a better coach. And I can come here and do presentations like this, where it's a few years ago, I would have been really nervous. You notice I might look a little bit down at my notes, but I know this stuff. And I've taught it time and time again. And this is what really, like, knowing your stuff and feeling confident and having the experience behind you really can make a difference. If you saw some of Todd's videos when he started, they are nothing fancy. He's filming it. He's a regular dude. He's filming it in his daughter's bedroom, and he's getting thousands of views on his content. So I'm sure that you can do this too. So I got a couple more questions, like what gets you most excited to learn about and what would you want to do first with your content? I really want to know that, and we can talk about that later. If you've got questions about anything I've done, or you want me to clarify something, put that into chat, and we're going to come back in a few minutes here and have the Q&A session. And again, I want to make sure that you guys all got access to the free resource, the 3 things that top online income earners do to grow their business to 6 and 7 figures. So I've got inside of there the profitable AI guide. So it's the exact processes, talking about how some of the nuances that you need to do when you're using AI, the AI content planning training. It's the exact stuff I share inside my paid program, because I want you guys to start creating content and using AI and know how easy it is to do that. And then finally, a little training in there with the AI hot topic multiplier prompt will allow you to generate highly effective content plan from your trending topics in just minutes, okay? And that's like one of the things that we did. I've done myself. Once I did hot topics, I've gone and created more around it. So all you got to do is scan that. And I think that we also have the link in the chat for you as well. So I'm going to give you a moment or two. And if you didn't get it here, we can put that link into the chat. And I'm going to hop out of here and come back into the webinar. And I'm going to remind me that we're going to stop the share. And oh, what do I use to transcribe the video? Okay, so I use a couple things, okay? Depends on what medium I'm using. I either use Loom, so like a lot of my videos I will do in Loom, and it generates a transcript for me. No, so then I did that, and then I use this AI, it's called Glasp. And I will put that in the resource guide on the page, in the resources there. I will put that in there for you. So when you sign up, I will give you, when you go to that page and you sign up and you go in there, you'll get that exact resource in there to transcribe. And then the final thing is, and Kira's put that in there for you. And then let's see, platform. So I want to get clients through text messaging. Well, that's a whole different thing, Rachel, too, because that's like something you can do inside of Kartra, right? But we're talking about creating content and getting bigger, getting known out on social media and getting leads and things like that, okay? So, and Mike says, I've been creating content, but I would like to do it much better and have it be more purposeful. Go watch that content planning. I think it'll help you align your content plan with what you do and how you do that. That's what we've done, because it will help you with that, really come up with a content plan that aligns with what you're doing in your business. And so like when I create content plans for my clients, we usually pick like 6 categories, but they all align. And what you will find when you start creating content, and in the case of Todd, we discovered that one problem was a big money maker, and that exploded his business. He realized that people would pay a lot of money to be healed from infidelity rather than going to the divorce court. So, and that really like kickstarted his business. So you can see, if you start creating content and you start seeing trending topics, it'll give you a good idea if that's what you need to create a course on, because he's creating his new version of his infidelity course, which he's doing right inside of Kartra. All kinds of things, all kinds of content. That's how you get seen and heard, especially when you find those hot topics and you keep creating them and you create opt-ins around them. That's how you get people into your marketing funnel. But you got to know, it's not just about having the right content plan. You got to have the right messaging. You've got to have video content, because video content, I am convinced, gives a different energy than written content. That's how you get your messaging across. That and storytelling, how you help people. You know, the story when I showed you behind the scenes of Todd, you're like, whoa, he's a regular dude. He's just like you guys. You can do that too. The more you can talk about stuff like that in your content and just layer it in there, you know, when you're doing your scripts and things like that. That's a tip that I'll give you right now. I might have a script and I might write in there, talk about so-and-so. And I have like a library of examples. And if I don't have an example, I use a metaphor. You probably wonder what's a metaphor. Well, so I like to garden. So I'll talk about gardening, or I might compare something like, oh, it's as easy as pulling a weed or whatever. So things like that, right? Andrea says, if I have a free course, I want to create a sales page. How do I use AI to create the sales page? Well, you know what? That's a really good question. And I do that too. I will go through like the modules and I'll take that module transcript because I'm doing it right now for Todd. And we're using it to do a bunch of stuff in Kartra because this is a really good question. We filmed a video for a module. We used AI to create the workbook. We're using it also to write a book. And then when I go to do his sales page, I'm using that transcript to write the benefit-driven copy for what's inside the module. Amazing, right? Amazing. Other questions?
You have a few questions. I can read them off to you if you'd like, Kristen.
Yeah, would you?
Yes. So Nick Delaney asked, where are the resources located? Grant, if you could repost that link, please. And then Bill asked, so do you request a transcript or has YouTube automatically created it? I like the timestamp feature. I was trying to do it with Gemini and could not get it to work.
Yeah, when you go in, sign up and use that QR code, if I don't have it in there right now when we're done, I'm going to go give you that Chrome plugin, and I believe it works on other as Chrome, but no, you have to put in that Chrome plugin and it generates the transcript, and you can do it for other people's content if you want to see it, but you shouldn't be doing that. I mean, you could, right? Like if you wanted to see what they were talking about, but you shouldn't, you could scrape it and use, generate content for it. And that's the other thing in that AI hot topic thing. If you see a client or you see somebody competitor that's hot copy content, you could just plug that in there and use that same prompt to have it come up with your own content on that same topic, okay? So again, use it responsibly. Don't plagiarize other people's stuff, but it's a pretty powerful tool.
Perfect. Got a few more questions. Let's see. One from Nikki Bradley asked, what format are you using to post tips on social media?
What do you mean? Oh, what format? Oh, well, I mean, are you saying, well, I use Meet Edgar. So I don't know if you guys know about Meet Edgar. Well, I teach that all inside my program. If you want to automate your content, but you can, if you've got Canva and you've got the paid version of Canva, you can auto post right from Canva to social media. But I like Meet Edgar because you can automate it. You create content buckets and you can schedule them. And guess what it does? It rotates your content. So that's really where everything goes. Once I create all that content, I created the images, my team puts it into Meet Edgar, into the content bucket, and it gets put out there on social media.
Awesome. That sounds so easy. Andrea asked, what do you use to transcribe a video?
Oh, we already answered that. It's the same. Either Loom, if I'm doing it on Loom, because it does it right there inside of it, which that's what I use when I'm creating a course. I either use I either film myself in Zoom, but most often I do Loom and I share it and it does a transcript, or it always goes into YouTube with that plugin that you can use to do that. And again, like I said, that's in my resources. I'll make sure you have that in there. If it's not right in there right today, when we're done, I will add that in there because it's a really cool plugin.
Awesome. And then she followed up and asked, if the video is already created, what do you suggest?
Oh, you can still do it. Just go ahead and do everything. You just go put it inside of YouTube and just follow everything.
Awesome. And then Nikki added clarification to her question about the format. She said like carousel, quote, or quote format.
Oh, you know what? I use quotes, but I also have inside my arsenal that inside my paid programs, how to do a carousel, because you can do carousel content, same thing. So that's a really good question. And it would come across like in the same, like, you know, how I had it in a table. Yeah.
Perfect. And then
Cool.
JT Tapias asked, how can I work one-on-one with you?
Well, I'm right inside of the experts area, but if you go and sign up, you'll be inside my marketing and all of that. You can find me at kristenpoborsky.com. So I don't know if you want me to put my website in there. You can find me in there. I'm Kristen at Kristen Poborsky, but I'm also a Kartra certified partner and technical expert. So you can find me in there as well. And I think they can also, you want me to just should I put my email in there or my website URL?
Yes.
Yeah, I got your website.
I'll just do that.
Drop your email. I have your website in there for you, Kristen.
Oh, okay. I put it in there too. Okay, great.
Awesome.
And then you want my email? Okay. Kristen at kristenpoborsky.com. I know that's like a really hard last name, so who wants to try and spell that mouthful? There you go. More questions? Denise, you were saying something that was going to be my...
That was going to be your question too about working.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
As of right now, we don't have any questions.
The schedule app. Meet Edgar. Okay.
Sorry.
Meet Edgar. There you go. And I teach that inside in my courses as well. So perfect. And then Denise, you saw that email is right above too, or you can find me inside that. It should be right in the chat there. And then you can find me in the Kartra expert area, right? Perfect. Any other questions? I hope this was helpful.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of other questions, but I did see a lot of people on that scale you had from 1 to 10. How do they feel comfortable? Or are they the best hidden secret or the expert? A lot of people said 5s. So right in the middle. So this will really help people get to that 10, get to be able to really become the expert in their field as they kind of are able to put more content out.
Yeah, and I want you guys to know too, like a lot of my clients and my students, they're over 50 or older. And I'm just telling you, they're all excited about embracing AI and creating content, building funnels. I just finished working with someone and she's like way over 50. And she just finished building her first opt-in funnel on Kartra. So if you're struggling, like I said, she needed extra help. You need to find someone, whether it's me or one of the other experts out there. Don't try to go it alone. Find someone or get in a coaching program with someone, because once you do this stuff, it's built. You don't need to do it again. Find someone that can help you do it right. And I know there's lots of people out there that can help. So it's been great. Let's see. Is there there's people that are not creating content yet. And I hope this inspired them, showed them how easy it was. Todd, the guy that I showed you, he has a waiting list. Constantly has a waiting list of people wanting to work with him. He says he has an SEO person because he's in LA and he's a therapist. So he has that, but he gets half of his clients from social media, from his podcast and from his YouTube. And we got kicked off of, let's see, where do we get kicked off of? Twitter and LinkedIn, because he talks about sex. And the bots didn't like it when we had the word, and there was nothing bad in there. And we laughed because it didn't matter. Being on those evergreen platforms, he'd be really upset if he was no longer on YouTube or didn't have a podcast. So being on some of these evergreen platforms, it really doesn't take much of your time, but it can go a whole lot ways to getting people to find you, getting them into the door, and getting them up your marketing funnels that you're building in Kartra.
Amazing. And you make it so easy with all this, this 12x content creation. Thank you so much, Kristen. I appreciate this so much. Yeah, everyone is really super excited. And let's see, one more question. Are we UK based? Do you have any recommendations? Who is good Kartra trusted expert? So Gareth, we will reach out to you. I'll send you the list of Kartra certified partners. But that is it, my friends. Thank you guys so much again. This was a From Novice to Ninja production. We'll have another one next month. And if you have any questions for us, you can reach out to us at the Facebook community or community@genesisdigital.co. Thank y'all so much.